going on, everybody? This is dkdynamite, and before we jump into the meat of today's video, I just wanted to quickly show my support for the crew that worked on Leviathan Remastered, right? It is a fan favorite custom map from World at War that is coming to the Black Ops 3 Steam Workshop next week. This is Treyarch level marketing, edited by Chromastone, and the trailer went live on Jaybird's channel yesterday, and the trailer's doing extremely well on YouTube. The community response has been great, and I cannot wait to hunt the Easter egg when it drops next week. But let's take a look at this trailer, because my god, this is just unreal. And this is made by the community. It's like no budget needed.
If you can hear me, I have what you seek. I have the Vril device.
The Vril device.
But I need your help.
This is
finally it will be mine.
Part of the Ether storyline too.
Why are we here again?
I am beginning to feel like you are stringing us along.
Look at this. CGI in a custom map.
What the hell just happened?
Only a few maps to pull this off.
Hell is breaking loose here. Better get out quick.
Oh man. Wow. I just love when people try to fill in gaps with the Ether storyline with phenomenal work like this. Look at that. Oh my god.
Perhaps we should wander around and see if we can find that strange man.
Yep.
We have been through too much to go down without fighting.
Yes. Look at that.
Let's grab what we can and get to it.
Loving the music too. It might sound a little weird in this video. I'm not sure if it's copyrighted. But yeah, look at that.
Stay together.
Oh my god.
Here they come. Put them down.
It's like a hybrid of like Atlantis, like the Exo Zombies map Descent with Moon. It's, oh my god. This is unbelievable. Look at this wonder weapon. Just innovation at its finest. A lot of improvements over the original custom map. Oh, I love that sync with the music. I love that. It's an editor's wet dream. OCD, baby. Yes. AUG. Hell yes. Oh, the wave guns, man. I'm seeing just...
I love popcorn.
the Black Ops 1 weapons, man. Unfreaking believable, dude. Yes. More sync with the music. This is, yeah. Oh, taking Moon's mechanics to another level. Look at this. We have a water staff, dude. Like, yeah. Unreal, dude. Oh my god. Yeah. Holy mother of fuck, dude. I really don't know how long they've been working on this. I swear I heard about this project and this remaster like well over a year ago. But yeah, May 29th is when it comes out. And I did play the World at War version not too long ago. And yeah, definitely support them with this merch. I'm actually I might cop a t-shirt, to be honest with you. And that poster's sick too. My god. It's just, this is just so well put together. I cannot wait to play. We're going to be hunting the Easter egg. There are a lot of improvements over the original, you know, new weapons, new Easter eggs, new secrets. And again, they're fitting it into the Ether storyline, which is just awesome. It's like, that is what I'm talking about. And Treyarch has done that level of marketing. They can do it. Black Ops 3 was the peak of marketing for zombies, in my opinion. But with Black Ops 4, obviously their budget was cut. They were on, you know, a lot of time constraints. You have to meet some deadlines. With this custom community, though, they don't have deadlines, right? You know, they have a goal to put it out a certain day, but they can work on the trailer, they work on the map as long as they want to, and that's exactly what they did. But once again, support them down below in the description with the donation link and with their merch link. Cannot wait to play it in Black Ops 3 Steam Workshop May 29th. But without further ado, let's jump into the news of today's video. But I really do hope the marketing for Call of Duty 2020 Zombies is on par with what we just saw for Leviathan. In the background, I'm going to have some gameplay of the original Leviathan. It looks like it's from Black Ops 1, but it's actually a mod for World at War. Looks fantastic. Maybe I'll attempt the Easter egg at some point this week with a group of other people before we get the remaster on the Steam Workshop. But the following information is from an unverified source. This is not a leak whatsoever, and it's just a rumor, but I do feel like this rumor does bear quite a bit of weight, and is is kind of on par with what we have heard from verified insiders, so this may be true. So over on the COD Zombies Reddit, I want to say a good week ago or so, there was a post made that unfortunately got taken down within a matter of hours, and it was apparently information about the launch maps for COD 2020 Zombies. We already know from verified insiders that we are at least going to be getting 2 maps. We have a map set in the new universe, new gameplay mechanics and whatnot, and then we're also going to be seeing the long-awaited Transit remake. But this post took it a step further and went ahead and said that we're going to be getting around 4 maps at launch. So will Treyarch be as ambitious as they were with the launch of Black Ops 4? Did putting out 4 maps at launch really work that time to justify doing it again? I'm just not sure. But as you can see in this image here, it's a mock-up of what the menu's supposed to look like with these maps, right? The first map's supposed to be in the Vietnam jungle with a river of blood flowing throughout and includes rat tunnels with an unknown use. So Blood River, or the River of Blood, does sound like a really cool name for a zombie map, and I think Vietnam overall is a setting where you can put multiple maps in that setting, which I think would be really unique and would really make COD 2020 Zombies stand out amongst other modes, because it could be a game where we literally are in Vietnam for maybe a couple of launch maps or the first, couple maps of the DLC season before eventually moving on to another area, because again, Vietnam is huge to the point where you could have multiple maps in different areas of Vietnam with different themes going, different type of enemies, different weapons. So hopefully they end up doing that, but it would be the first time we've seen the same area sort of revisited multiple times in one game, just with a different purpose. So River of Blood sounds really damn cool, and I can really see that happening too. The thing about this is that it's a really plausible rumor to the point where I could really see this happening. Now, the second map here is the Transit remake, non-destroyed, no fog, denizens, or lava. So no other details aside from that, but I definitely do think seeing a Transit remake would of course come without some of the things that the community didn't like back in Black Ops 2. So I think seeing a pretty Transit maybe in the daytime, or if it's at nighttime, at least a map without a lot of those annoyances that really affected the gameplay back then. That's kind of a no-brainer, and again, people could have easily guessed a lot of these things, right? They could be throwing shit at a wall to see what sticks. Maybe some of these things come true when COD 2020 comes out, and boom, the person who originally posted this gains clout and credibility, even though they didn't have information in the first place. This could all be a wild guess. We just don't know, but I do like the idea of at least seeing 2 fully fledged maps at release, one being a map in Vietnam and one being long-awaited Transit remake, which would make sense because considering how long they have to make the game, I do think having a finished Transit remake does help them quite a bit so they can focus more on the Vietnam map. But here's when things get interesting, right? We have a third map at the bottom left, and I'm like, wait, what could this be now? It says Shangri-La type Vietnam temple in the forest, didn't see much. So again, another Vietnam experience at launch would be cool. Maybe that could be the bonus map, so to speak, right? Just the extra map, kind of on a smaller scale. Not as small as Grossenhaus, but maybe at least on par with Classified and the Giant, right? And then on the bottom right, we see a gray box map, early development build. So the person said will probably be revealed at launch. So here's the thing, right? Will there actually be 4 maps at launch, or will they have 2 full-fledged zombie maps at launch with the third one being a season pass bonus of some sort? Maybe that 4th map at the bottom right is like early work on DLC 1, kind of the early development stages. Maybe it won't be for release. But if they go with 4 maps at launch again, maybe we'll just see each map have, a different scale to it. Not including Transit, because that's been done for a while, so they don't have to do much work with that. But we'll have the first Vietnam map, the River of Blood, be like the big map, the Shadows of Evil of COD 2020's release. And then the second map, right, the Temple one, could be sort of on par with Classified and the Giant, kind of a smaller one. And the Season Pass map, or whatever the bonus one is, the gray box map at the bottom right, could literally just be a survival map, no Easter eggs, right? We never know, but I think seeing 4 maps at launch would be interesting. But if they're gonna do that and be as ambitious as they were in Black Ops 4, they really have to follow up with that with the DLC season. Make sure the DLC season starts off strong with a great DLC 1 to keep people engaged, to ensure that the player base is strong throughout the entire season. But like I also said with Exo Zombies, right, I think it is really unique to really tie whatever the new zombie story is directly with the campaign. campaign, it just makes everything feel a little more unified, which is what I believe Activision's goal is with the Call of Duty franchise going forward, right? As we see with Modern Warfare, Warzone, Spec Ops, everything is really unified, everything is canon to one another, and everything matters, everything affects each other, right? So I think with Zombies in the future, they could easily tie it into the campaign and keep that thread going, and what we could be seeing with COD 2020, right, is these Vietnam maps and that gray box map could all be tied to the new story they're trying to tell with the campaign crew, and then the Victus remakes are just there as, you know, nostalgia, right? They're just there to be a safety net, to boost sales, boost the player base in case, you know, the newer experiences don't resonate well with the community. So if we see Transit at release, the big question, right, is what about Die Rise and Buried? They probably don't work for release. I don't think they want to launch the game with 3 remakes. So what I think they're going to do is just save those maps for later in the season, right? Maybe you'll have 4 DLC Zombies maps throughout the season, and then in between, right, during, you know, little dry periods and dry patches, you could see Die Rise, you could see Buried, or you can even release Die Rise and Buried alongside the new experiences, so you can have, you know, a crazy release of 2 maps at once, which might be a bit overwhelming too. I'm not sure how they would balance that. But another thing too, right, just to avoid the fatigue and, you know, even just avoid a lot of the dry periods throughout a Call of Duty season, what you could even do is, you know, have your big releases, your big maps release every 2.5 to 3 months. But in between that, you could even drop smaller maps, smaller survival maps with no Easter eggs. Or if there's any Easter eggs, they'll be very tiny, very small side quests, you know, just there for gameplay. Nothing there that furthers the story too much. I think that's a great approach to really change things up this time around with Zombies. Now, the 3 Victus remakes could be those one-off type of maps that aren't connected to the new story by any means, but maybe after the events of Tag or Toten, right, when the multiverse was destroyed and we have a new rebooted universe, maybe this new rebooted universe is tied to the campaign, right, the parallel universe we're going to be seeing in the Black Ops Cold War storyline, and then going forward, maybe you could see Victus play a small role in that story, or maybe have a cameo to get some closure, or for all we know, we could have a new campaign crew that'll be on all the zombie maps, and they even go to Transit, Die Rise, and Buried for whatever the reason is, but it's just kind of a callback to the originals. That doesn't really mean that, you know, we'll see some heavy connections to the original Ether storyline, but they'll be there for fan service, if that makes any sense. So we'll just have to see how that's handled in the future. But realistically, they'd have worked on 2 fully fledged Vietnam zombie maps by now, and the reason I say that is because before Treyarch even took charge of Call of Duty 2020, Sledgehammer was leading the project with Raven, before Raven was eventually leading the project with Sledgehammer being their support studio. Throughout all that mess, Vietnam Zombies was absolutely on the table and was being worked on, so when Treyarch took charge, all they really had to do was kind of finish what was already laid out, so that's pretty promising, right? So if Transit's already been done, you know, for Black Ops 4, that's already sitting on a shelf, that's ready to be grabbed, you know, and then these Vietnam maps that were in development simply got polished by Treyarch, right? And they kind of tied everything in together with the campaign. So realistically, they're really only working on maybe 2 fully fledged zombie maps for release, and maybe that gray box one is literally just a season pass bonus, nothing more than a survival map. We just don't know, but I do think the workload is manageable considering not only how good Treyarch is and how efficient they are, but considering how many studios are actually working on this game, right? We have Treyarch, Sledgehammer, Raven, probably Beanox, who knows about High Moon Studios. A lot of people are working on this game. I think they can really split up the workload if the management and leadership is efficient enough over behind the scenes. But let me know what you think of this down below in the comment section. This has been dkdynamite. Do you think this rumor is plausible, and would you want to see 4 maps at release once again, or is that too overwhelming for you? Leave all your thoughts down below, and peace out, everyone.